Welcome back to A Crude with a book where today we're looking at Thinking, Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. Thinking, Fast and Slow, published in 2011 by Nobel Prize-winning psychologist Daniel Kahneman, is a groundbreaking exploration of human decision-making. Drawing from decades of research in psychology and behavioral economics, Kahneman reveals how our minds operate through two distinct systems, often leading to irrational choices. The book challenges the idea of humans as purely rational beings and explains why we make predictable errors. It's not a self-help guide but a deep dive into cognitive biases that shape our lives. Kahneman, who collaborated with Amos Tversky, uses anecdotes, experiments, and real-world examples to illustrate his points. This summary covers the book's core ideas in about 5 minutes of reading. The two systems of thinking. At the heart of the book are two modes of thought, System 1 and System 2. System 1 is fast, automatic, and intuitive. It's the effortless part of our brain that handles routine tasks like recognizing faces, driving on familiar roads, or feeling emotions. It's efficient but prone to errors because it relies on heuristics, mental shortcuts, and can be influenced by biases. System 2, in contrast, is slow, deliberate, and effortful. It kicks in for complex problems, like solving math equations or making tough decisions, but it's lazy and tires easily, often deferring to System 1. Kahneman argues that while System 1 helps us survive, it can lead to flawed judgments. For instance, we might overestimate risks based on vivid memories, availability heuristic, or stick to initial impressions, anchoring effect. The book emphasizes that understanding these systems helps us recognize when our intuitions might mislead us. Key biases and heuristics. Kahneman dedicates much of the book to exploring cognitive biases, systematic errors in thinking. One major concept is the availability heuristic, where we judge likelihood based on how easily examples come to mind. After seeing news about plane crashes, we might irrationally fear flying more than driving, even though driving is statistically riskier. Another is anchoring, where we rely too heavily on the first piece of information we receive. In negotiations, the initial price sets an anchor that skews our perceptions. The book also covers confirmation bias, where we seek information that supports our beliefs while ignoring contradictory evidence. Loss aversion, a cornerstone of prospect theory, Kahneman's Nobel-winning work, explains why losses feel twice as painful as gains. People might avoid risks to prevent losses, leading to suboptimal decisions like holding onto losing stocks. Kahneman illustrates this with examples from investing, gambling, and everyday life, showing how our emotional responses override logic. Overconfidence and expert judgment. Kahneman critiques overconfidence, noting that people, including experts, overestimate their abilities. In one chapter, he discusses how CEOs and investors fall prey to the illusion of validity, believing they can predict uncertain outcomes. He contrasts this with the outside view, a method for forecasting by looking at similar past cases rather than unique details. The book also examines priming, how subtle cues influence behavior, and the halo effect, where one positive trait colors our view of everything else. Kahneman uses experiments, like the famous Linda problem, to show how we violate logic by favoring intuitive answers over statistical ones. Implications for life and society. In the latter sections, Kahneman applies these ideas to broader topics like happiness, aging, and policy. He discusses how System 1's focus on the present leads to focusing illusions, where we overestimate the impact of events on our well-being, e.g., believing a new car will make us much happier. On aging, he notes that as we get older, System 2 weakens, making us more susceptible to biases. For society, the book highlights flaws in expert judgment, like in medicine or law, where overconfidence can lead to errors. Kahneman advocates for nudges, subtle changes in environments to guide better decisions, as seen in behavioral economics. Takeaways and legacy. Thinking, Fast and Slow, concludes that while we can't eliminate biases, awareness of System 1 and System 2 can help us engage System 2 more deliberately. Kahneman's work has influenced fields from economics to public policy, inspiring concepts like libertarian paternalism, e.g., default organ donation options. Overall, the book is a humbling reminder that our minds are wired for efficiency, not accuracy. It's dense but accessible, with Kahneman's storytelling making complex ideas relatable. If you're interested in psychology or decision-making, it's a must-read, though it might make you second-guess your next choice. For a deeper dive, pair it with Kahneman's earlier works or Richard Thaler's